Hello and welcome. Hi og velkommen. I am Malene, the Playful Knitter here on YouTube and on Instagram. I am a Danish knitter and I'm coming to you from the northern parts of Denmark, where I live with my husband and our 2 girls and 2 cats also. Today is quite the gloomy day. It is Thursday, October 31st, so happy Halloween. I won't put this episode up today. I'm just recording today because I have the time and hopefully some light. As I said, it is quite gloomy and stormy outside, but hopefully the camera will do its magic as usual and lighten things up a little bit. So yeah, thank you so much for being here, for tuning in. This will probably be my last episode of the year because Vlogmas time is coming up, but I'll talk more about that a little later in the episode, where we're also going to talk about the giveaway and a winner. So yeah, but all that is to come. What you can expect here is for me to ramble on, and also, if we're lucky, I will talk about some knitting, and I will sprinkle it with a little bit of music played by me on my piano right here. Yeah, so that's what's going to be happening here today, hopefully. So let's get started. I am first and foremost a sock knitter. I just love to knit socks, but I do have other things than socks to show you, so don't worry. But let's start with the socks. Finished objects. This pair of socks. There's a sock buddy. And this yarn is by a Lonely Sock Lady. The colorway is Zombie Virus. And could this be more perfect for Halloween? I do not think so. It has a 2x1 ribbing up here. I've been trying different types of ribbing out because I like the look of a 2x2, like knit 2, purl 2. But it doesn't turn out that good when I do it. My first knit stitch is always too loose. And I've watched videos, I've read about it, I've listened to what other podcasters are saying and knitters are talking about on Instagram. And I try it out and I'm like, yes, now I've got it. And then 2 seconds later, I can't remember. So if you have the golden answer to how I will knit a pretty 2x2, by all means, please leave me a comment. I will try anything. I have tried a lot of things. I've tried different types of purling. I've tried pulling after the first stitch, the second stitch, only on the purl stitches, all types of things. I'll keep on trying, but so far, yeah. But yes, one of the things that I've tried is a 2x1, and I'm happy with the way it has turned out, but I prefer my 1x1. So that's what I'm going to do in the future, I think. On these ones, I think I have about 30 rounds of leg, and then a slip stitch heel flap and gusset. Why can't I say that? Slip stitch heel flap and gusset with a garter ridge to make it easier for me to pick up the stitches. And yeah, then just a wedge toe, and there is a pair of vanilla Halloween socks for me. Yay! None of my FOs today are washed or blocked or anything, but they are done. The second pair I have off my needles is a Scrappy pair, and I had so much fun knitting these. Last December, I had an advent from Opal. It wasn't a 2023 advent. It was just an old one that I was lucky enough to get my hands on. So I have all these little 15-gram nuggets, and I pulled out some that I thought were kind of Halloween-y. And it turns out they're just a color explosion, which is just fine because I love colors. And I put them together No specific amount of rows or rounds for each color. I looked at the yarn and I just said, okay, this is what I want to do with this one. And then I added another one. And then I did a little bit of color management so that they're fairly the same. Sisters, but not twins, but close. It is a vanilla sock. And let me see. Yeah, this is a 2x1 ribbing as well. 15 rounds? Did I do 15 rounds? I think so. That's what I usually do for my ribbing. 15 rounds of ribbing. And this one, I don't know how many rounds I did for the leg. 40 maybe? I like a shorter leg, so I think so. And a heel flip and gusset with slip stitches. The garter edge to make it easy to pick up the stitches. Oh my gosh, I apologize for the rambling. And then after I'm done with the gusset, I do 50 rounds of just plain stockinette and then a wedge toe. I have to say, I am so happy with the way these turned out. These colors are just, they're bringing me so much joy. Okay, those were the socks that I had off my needles. Then I've also finished this one. I've been doing a knit along with Maya from Traktorlady. She's a Danish podcaster, and Camijo Camilla. She is a Danish podcaster who podcasts in English, and she is also a yarn dyer. And we did this knit along together for Camilla's Yellow Lichen on Rocks, her shawl. And let me just get situated here. This is a big one, but so cozy and comfy, and I just love it. Let me see if I can show you. So it does include some fading that I did not do the way it is written in the pattern. I followed the instructions. I just did not do as many repeats. I had some leftovers of single merino that I wanted to use. The pattern is written for 3 different colors of single merino, held double with a silk mohair. And I had some single merino from the Danish yarn dyer It's Yarn. And I had this, let me show you. This lightest one is Champagnegaloppen. Then I faded into Forglemmigej and into this blue one, My Kind of Blues. And then this darkest blue right there is Mørk Gråblå. Yeah, kinda, yeah. So the lightest one, Champagnegaloppen, Champagne Gallop. Next one, Forget Me Not. I have some left over of that one. All the others are completely gone. And then My Kind of Blues, and the darkest one was dark gray blue. And my mohair is this one. This is from Isager Garn. There's their logo, Isager silk mohair. And this color number is it 41? Yeah, color number 41. Kind of a steel gray bluish. And as I said, I followed the pattern regarding to numbers, but not regarding the fade. And I also ran out of yarn, and I should have continued with this one way longer, but I didn't because I was impatient. So the first little light one right there, I just had a little nugget left. So, and then I faded onto the next one, and then the next one. And then when I added the darkest one that I had about maybe 30 grams left of that one, I ran out of yarn, and I was like, oh well, So I just fade it back to the next to darkest one. Is that what you say it? And then I ran out of that one, and then I faded back to this one. So it's nowhere near the way it is supposed to be, but it is the way that I knit it, and I am so happy with it. And when I block it, I'm going to stretch it out a little bit to make it a little longer, but let me put it on so you can see what it looks like right now, because it is so big and comfy and cozy. Look at this. I'm gonna be all nice and warm, bunched up for the winter. Yeah. And as I look at myself on the screen with the shawl on, I remember that I haven't told you what I'm wearing today, because I'm actually wearing knitwear. I am wearing, I think this was actually my first Lovenote that I knit by Tincan Knits. This one and the Ranunculus is definitely the sweaters that I have knitted the most. And I just love it. I don't remember any colorway names or anything, but it's like a linen yarn that I bought at Garnudsalg, and then I held it double with a Mayflower Mohair, I think. It's like years ago. And then look at what I got for a little bling today. I bought these from the Danish jewelry designer Isager. I will link her shop down below, along with everything else, you know, patterns, colorways, yarn dyers, shops, everything. But aren't these just too cute? It's like a little yarn ball with knitting needles in it. And then they're like 2 layers. And you can buy them either with the hoops or without the hoops. And then if you have hoops, you can just put them on there. That's what I did. It's so cool. I love them so much. I have multiple of her earrings, and I might have just bought myself another pair because I went to a big event this weekend, like a big creative event where there's like vendors with yarn and fabric and jewelry and pottery and everything. Yeah. So, but these ones, I just love them so much. And she has them with crochet hooks in them as well. So cool. So cool. Okay, but I told you about what I'm wearing. I told you about the socks, the shawl, and then one last thing. Off my needles. My very first, but not last, Musselburgh hat. This is in yarn by Camijo Knits, and it is called the Tennessee Warbler. It's so pretty. And this pattern is by Ysolda Teague. And it's where you knit like a big tube, and you can tell that it kind of, what's that called? Pulling. You've been probably screaming at the screen. Yeah, it's pulling. It pulled in very different ways, and I am very sure that that is because of my gauge that changed during the knit. I started up here and I ended here. And actually I started on a 3mm needle, and I got about this far. And then I just frogged it almost. I just saved this very top, and I changed it to a 2.75mm needle, and I knit it again. And honestly, I'm still not completely satisfied with the gauge I'm getting with this type of yarn. It is a little loosey-goosey for me. Hopefully, it'll just even up when I wash it. But I'm also very scared to wash it because it is superwash yarn and it is probably gonna grow. And it is not a small hat. I knit the adult medium, but it is a little loose on me, honestly. Yeah. But this is what it looks like. And then I can fold it up. Whoops. For more warmth. Yeah, it's not for me. It's for Lars. And thankfully his head is a tiny bit bigger than mine, but not much. So it is actually also a little looser on him. I'm going to knit one for Ella as well. She wants one in that blue yarn that I showed you last time that I dyed myself. You'll see it later because it is the prize for today. Well, for the last episode. So the prize that I'm going to announce the winner for today. And I think that I'm still going to use the same needle, but I will knit a smaller size. I probably just didn't measure my gauge right. Oh well, it is not discouraging me. I will do more Musselburghs because it is lovely and it is lots of knit stitches and I love that. Yay. Those were all my FOs. So let's move on to the whips. I do, of course, also have socks on my needles. I also have things on my needles that I won't show you today because they've not been worked on. It seems like all I want to do right now is knit on especially one thing, and I will let you know which one when I show it. But first, let's start with the socks in this bag right here. With the popcorn, I just love it. I made it myself. It's just a drawstring bag. And in here I have a pair of socks in yarn by A Lonely Sock Lady. And this is from her Gilmore Girls yarn club that she has this year. And this colorway is called Oi But the Poodles Already. And I'm knitting them tandem or simultaneously, whichever you prefer to call it. This one is up and ready for the heel. And this one has a heel. I'm knitting the Wrap-'em-All Vanilla Socks by Sock Knitters Club. It's a pattern that I did with my friend Garn. We have the Sock Knitters Club together. And the pattern is on Ravelry. It's just a vanilla sock, but then it has this Wrap-'em-All heel that has like a short row heel, but then also a tiny bit of a gusset. So it gives you a little bit more room. And look at these needle stoppers right here. Aren't they cute? These were in a mystery set that I got from 3 by the Sea Designs. The Parent Trap mystery set. I have not knit the yarn yet because I'm still hugging it. Not done hugging it. I need to just pet it a little bit more before I knit it. But these were in there and I just love them so much. Yes, but the Oi With the Poodles Already colorway and the contrast. I did something silly. I thought I was very smart. I was not. When I was kicking up this yarn, I was like, okay, so I divided it, the 50-gram stripy skein into 2 balls. And then I was like, no, well, I'm just gonna start different places, you know, on different colors of stripes. And then I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, this is just perfect. Just, yeah, it just, the yarn made this all by itself. They're both starting with this color. And turns out I just wound this one this way and the other one this way. So the repeat is like this one starting going up to the light blue through like a darker blue and a brown one. And this is going the other way. It's so silly. But oh well, it doesn't matter. I thought I was just struck by the lucky lightning. And it just all figured it out by itself. But it did not. And I don't mind. They don't have to be the same. And now I think it's funny because, yeah. Because it's a silly story. Okay, that's one pair. And then in here, one of my bags from Bags by the Playful Knitter. I love it because it has socks on it. Is a pair of socks for Lars. I have not knit on these a lot. Not that I don't like the yarn or anything like that, but it's still just a cuff and a leg on the first sock. This yarn is Opal yarn in the Vincent van Gogh line, and the color number is 5430. This is the painting that these colors are inspired by. So much fun. I do have, of course, the second cuff cast on. So basically, you know, I'm almost there. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this one is actually ready for the heel. I like this colorway. It's very pretty. I have to get these off my needles during November because I'm getting ready and I'm so excited for December to be here and Vlogmas and all the knitting, and I might have some advent calendars coming and some might have already arrived, and maybe a stripy skein or two. Yeah, maybe. We'll talk more about that later, okay? Let me first show you these socks. Now, I only have one sock done. It's been done for quite a while because this is a test knit that I did for my friend Christina Bieck. And she is the one with the Gudrun socks. An absolutely ingenious heel. It's amazing. And she has done these. These are the winter harvest socks, Vinterhøststrømper. And they are now up on Ravelry. So, available for purchase. And look at the pattern in there. It's so, so pretty. Yeah, you could see it. And then the heel. So it's like there's a ribbing right here, and then there's a little cup for the heel. Let me read you what Christina has written right here in her pattern for the introductions. Normally we think of harvest in the early fall here in Scandinavia, but some crops are harvested in the winter. Kale is one of those crops. The patterns in vegetables, trees, and crops are wonderful to look at, and it is what has inspired me to create this pattern. The heel is my own take on a heel done without short rows and stitches on hold. Perfect! The heel is perfect for my feet, and I adore the simplicity of it. I hope you will as well. And yes, I do. This heel is just, yeah, she's a mastermind if you ask me. And she's also a very, very nice person. But yeah, the winter harvest socks. So very pretty. And I am ready to cast on for the second sock in this beautiful and very, very soft yarn. The pattern is for DK weight, but I'm just fingering double because I wanted a pair of crazy neon socks, and I had this yarn in my stash. This was gifted to me by Amritstre. It is Cascade Yarns Heritage, their sock yarn. And this colorway is number 5772. So pretty. I promised myself when I tested these socks that I would save knitting the other sock for when the pattern was out, and it just came out yesterday. So, yay! Now I can knit the second sock. 1, 2, 3 pairs of socks. Yes! So let's move on to something other than socks. Let's talk about shawls. I am knitting the Columella shawl. Let me see if I can find a picture I can show you right here. Yeah. I might be pronouncing this name wrong, but Linnea Ornstein Designs. Let me show you right there. This is the shawl. And it is so much fun. I'm knitting this in my Advent from last year from Camijo Knits. Just little leaves. I've added some more. It takes like next to nothing for each little pop of color. So I think I knit a shawl with the colors last year, or well, in January, I think, whatever. And then I'm knitting this one with the main skein from the Advent, and then the 24 colors again. And I will still have leftovers, and then I think I'll do a Scrappy Musselburgh with the rest. So pretty. And lots of knit stitches. The Columella shawl, I can definitely recommend it. Perfect for scraps. You can also do what she recommends in the pattern and just pick out 2 or 3 colors and mix them all around. There's instructions for everything in the pattern, so that's perfect. But what has been taking up most of my knitting time is in here. My Mood shadow case that Lars and the girls gave me for Christmas a couple of years ago. I love it so much. And in here is my anthology throw by Helen Stewart, and I am loving this. I've knit one before with yarn from a homespun house, and this is also yarn from a homespun house. This is last year's Advent, and I am on color number 16. It's kind of a pain to show you because I can't really show because it's on you knit in the round. It's a big round throw, but this is kind of where I'm at. Maybe you can see just a little bit. Yeah. And my needle stoppers. Aren't they cute? Little foxes. The thing that I am doing differently from the pattern is I am not doing the lace parts. A little lace part. This is like the increases. So of course I'm doing those, but you're supposed to do like holes and yarn overs and stuff. And I'm not doing that because the other one that I have, I feel like when I sit there and it's very cold in the winter time, I don't like the holes. It makes me cold. So I thought that I would just try to knit it without. It might be that it won't lay flat, but so far, so good. So yeah. So basically, I'm just sitting here knitting a million stitches round and round, and I am loving it. So yeah. Yes, I am on color 16, and the other ones are right in here. Isn't that just so pretty? I mean, this makes me so happy to look at. This one up here is color number 1 because that is the only one that I've not used up completely. And that the reason for that is that I looked at the first one that I did, and this first color just, yeah, it's big. And I did not want it to be that big, the first color. So I just used about half, I'd say, somewheres around that. And then the other ones, I'm using it completely until I get to about, I think it was color 18 or 19. I started doing a little bit of yarn management last time because or else I had some colors that I could not fit in there. The reason for that being that I'm not following when she is changing colors, but just using up the yarn. So yeah, I'll see what I do when I get there, and I'll let you know if I change anything. So yeah. Yes, that is my anthology throw. Yeah. If you have not knitted one, just turn this off, run, get some yarn, cast on. As soon as you have the beginning all done and you get to where you can just knit in the round, it'll just, it's such a comfort knit. Okay, well that was my FOs, my whips. I still have a little bit to talk to you about. I want to chat a little bit about the upcoming knit-a-thon. I now know when my scheduled time is, and I also have a tiny bit of eye candy to show you today. But first, some music. Thank you all so very, very much for all the wonderful comments you left on my last episode with all the suggestions for songs that I can play for the knit-a-thon. I will still do random comment picker and be playing some of them on my episode for the knit-a-thon. But today I have chosen another Danish song because some of you also wrote that you really like it when I choose some Danish music, even though you might not know it, and I'll play that for you. So I have chosen a lullaby that my parents and my sisters and just I've sung it for my girls. When I was a foreign exchange student in the States, I sung it for the kids over there. And you know, that's the thing with music. It doesn't really matter that you don't understand the words. The melody and the whole feeling of it kind of, let you know what it's all about. But this is a lullaby. It's called I skovens dybe stille ro, in the deep silence of the forest. I'm not playing it exactly the way it is if you look at the sheet music. I've had a little bit of fun with it. So a little bit of improvisation as well, because that's what I like to do. So today, I thought we might sit down and knit for a little bit together. Usually this is where I put in if I have some footage for my yarn event or I've been out for a walk or something. And this time I've been to events and things have happened, but I have not had any footage. And I also like very much just those quiet times where you don't really have to watch anything. So you don't have to watch me. I'll just be sitting and knitting with you. So I invite you all to sit back, relax, and let your stitches flow. thank you for sitting and doing a bit of crafting with me. Let's talk about the fall knit-a-thon of this year. It's all going to be happening on November 16th and 17th. It is hosted by Pia from Traveling Miss Knits. If you don't know her, go check out her channel. So many wonderful episodes just to sit and relax with on Pia's channel. It's wonderful. And last time I messed up when I said which number it was. Was it the 5th last time? Maybe 6th this time? I'm not sure. But she does a knit-a-thon in the spring and in the fall. And this is the fall knit-a-thon for 2024. And I'm so lucky that I get to participate. We can all participate, but I get to be one of the podcasters who will do an episode for it. In the beginning, what I did was to go live here on my channel and play some music for about half an hour. But last year I had lots and lots of technical issues. Everything just went awry. And I ended up recording an episode with all the music instead and just doing like a premiere episode. And then I could chat along with you guys while the premiere was going on. And I enjoyed that so very much. So that is what I'm going to be doing. So my time slot is on Saturday, November 16th at 9 p.m. Central European time. So evening here. And you can check out whatever that is in your time zone. And hopefully, if you feel like it and you have the time, stop by and listen to lots and lots of music. On my normal episodes, you get one piece of music. On this episode, you'll get mostly music. So it's all about relaxing and listening to some music and knitting together. PS Knit-a-thon starts up on Saturday, November 16th at 3 p.m. And then it goes for 24 hours until Sunday, November 17th, 3 p.m. Pia will start it and she will also do the closing ceremony. But so many podcasters, both Danish and English podcasters, are going to do an episode or go live during this time. So check it out. I will link in the description box Pia's website because she has the whole schedule on there. So I hope to see you there. And if you have a suggestion for a piece of music that you didn't get it in on the last episode, just write it down here. I'll take it all into consideration. Yes. Okay, before I announce the winner from last episode, I will just show you a tiny bit of eye candy. It's not much and it's not even yarn. I have received the sock set from the yarn club from It's Yarn for November. I received that yesterday, I think. But since it is very early in November when this episode airs, I should have it up by Sunday, November 3rd. I don't want to spoil it for anybody. So I'll show you that at a later point in time. But I did go to Creative Days, the big crafty event, and I got myself a little bit of Christmas fabric. I do these peekaboo bags, sock-sized. I am working on a Christmas collection at the moment, but in December, I want to see if I can maybe make a size that's a tiny bit bigger, not for sale, just for me to start with anyways. We'll see if it turns out. Maybe I'll do some more. So I just got myself some fabric. And probably what I'll do is mix them up a bit to do kind of not a quilted version, but kind of a scrappy version maybe. That's what I'm thinking. We'll see. But yeah, these colors just make me so happy. And I'm just so ready for Christmas, you guys. I know it's silly. It's Halloween. I should just be taking in all the fall. And trust me, I am enjoying it. I'm drinking my tea. I have knitted pumpkins all over my house. yeah, so, but I'm just excited for December and Vlogmas. I just enjoy Vlogmas time so much. I love to watch Vlogmas, but honestly, I also really like to record it because it means that I get to interact with you guys on a daily basis, and it's just such a privilege. Yeah. So now about the Advents. There will be a few. No judgment, right? Yeah. And now for the most important part, the giveaway. I asked you all last time to leave me a comment with your favorite song so I could have some inspiration for the knit-a-thon and randomly pick some of them to play. And I also drew a winner for this skein of yarn that I dyed myself with all kinds of blue colors and just a little bit of mustard and brown in there as well. And the winner this time, I will put a picture up on here so you can see that it is true that you have won. It is Strikkende Mor 3180. Strikkende Mor means knitting mom. You have won. Please contact me on Instagram. I am the Playful Knitter on there as well. Or send me an email on sockknittersclub@gmail.com. I will put it on the screen. And we will figure out how to get this to you. Yay! Okay, but I will let you go for now. Thank you so very, very, very much for tuning in and spending some of your precious time with me. I do appreciate it so very much. Until next time, which will be the Knit-a-thon, November 16th, 9 p.m. Central European Time, and then after that, Vlogmas. I wish you all the best and lots of you. See you later. Take care. Bye.